Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Boom Gaming League Awards Show. I am your host, Fremantle Coach, Gerald Giudice. Let's start off the evening with the list of the All-Aussie team. The All-Australian team was picked by our fearless leader, Jared Dobler. Here it is, your back line. Liam Pickin of Gold Coast, Matthew Scarlett of Adelaide, and Daniel Merritt from Fremantle. You have Brent Harvey, Ted Richards, and Josh Gibson as your halfbacks. Your centers, Louis Jetta, Andrew Swallow, and Cyril Rioli. Your half forwards are John Patton, Lance Franklin, and Dale Thomas. Forwards, Adam Goods, Andrew Walker, and Sam Reed. Your followers, Patrick Ryder, Joe Watson, and Matthew Pretis. Your interchangeables are Shane Mumford, Jared Roughhead, Stephen Motlop, and Jared Waite. And your emergencies are Darren Jolly, Max Gaughan, and Drew Petrie. Well, there you have your All-Australian team. We are now going to move to our top 5 marks of the year. Our 5th nominee is Daniel Merritt with his round 6 mark versus Carlton. Number 4, Shane Mumford, his mark in round 10 versus Carlton from the Sydney Swans. Breathtaking mark there by Mumford. Number 3, Josh Gibson from Hawthorn with his round 7 mark against Fremantle. You see, he got that mark right in at the siren. Our second mark of the year comes to you from the Gold Coast, Mitch Clark's round 8 mark against Sydney. You get a screenshot of that mark. And our winner for Mark of the Year belongs to Angus Monfries. Once again against Sydney. This time it's Angus, Monfries from Essendon, round 7 against Sydney. Beautiful mark right on top of the goal square. But then he promptly misses the goal, but it was a great mark nonetheless. Congratulations to Angus Monfries, winner of the Boom Gaming League Mark of the Year. Now we're going to go to Goal of the Year candidates. We have 4 Goal of the Year candidates. Number 4 is Andrew Walker's goal versus Sydney in round 10 for the Carlton Blues. And again, a little snapper from the boundary. Beautiful goal. Number 3, coming up as you see the Zoom replay of it, is Lewis Robert Thompson from Sydney with his goal against Fremantle in round number 12. From a really tight angle, a very nice goal here by Robert Thompson, of course, against my Fremantle Dockers. Great job, Jared. Our second nominee, also from Sydney, is Sam Reed. Gold Coast, the opponent, the Boundary Banana from Sam Reed. It was a close game, and Sydney team lining up. It was a beautiful banana from the boundary. Goal to put them up 20-19. It was a tough choice between the top 2. This was a close second. As you now see a close-up of the goal, we are going to get ready to unveil our goal of the year. As you see, close-up of Reed bending it home. Our BGL Goal of the Year winner goes to Nathan Fife from Fremantle against Adelaide in round 8. A 55 to 60 meter boundary torpedo. You see it's a delivered out of bounds. Fife had a little bit of wind behind him. And a gorgeous torp from about 60 meters. And that, folks, is your Goal of the Year winner. One of the few highlights this year for the Fremantle Dockers. Nathan Fife, a winner of the Goal of the Year. One last look. And as you see, we have coming up as our NAB Rising Star, the Coleman Medal Rundown, and then finally the Brownlow Award Ceremony. We are now going to the BGL NAB Rising Star winner, and Jonathan Patton, full forward from Great Western Sydney, was the hands-down favorite for this award. We're going to go through a couple of his great seasons. He had 11 goals and 42 touches against Frio in round 10, 44 touches against West Coast round 2. They turned around and had 36 touches against Hawthorne in round 9, 24 round 8 against Carleton. He had 18 touches against Sydney in the Sydney Derby in round 1. He received Brownlow votes in 3 weeks, and all of his Brownlow votes were of the 3-vote variety. So congratulations, Jonathan Patton, winner of the NAB Rising Star Award. Up next, as you see, the Coleman Medal Award. As you'll see the rundown, we have a tie for fourth. Finishing a joint fourth, as you will see, is Sam Reed of Sydney with 38 goals. Tied with him at fourth, Max Gaughan, Gold Coast, with 38 goals as well. The thing about Max Gaughan, he's only, I think, was in the top 3 6 times, so a good showing for him. Third is Adam Goods, Sydney, with 59 goals. Second, from the Blues, Andrew Walker with an amazing 85 goals, coming in at second place. And as tight as you can get it, your John Coleman Medal winner for the leading AFL goal kicker goes to Lance Franklin of Hawthorne with 86. Beats Andrew Walker in the last week by 1. Lance Franklin, your winner of the Coleman Medal. Congratulations go out to him. And now what everybody has been waiting for, the Brownlow Medal Ceremony. We have 6 lucky nominees to wear the ribbon that has the Chad Brownlow Trophy emblem on it. And we are going to start first with Lance Franklin, full forward from the Hawthorne Hawks. His season highlights will include 29-goal, 70-touch performance against Fremantle in round 7. He also had, I believe, 4 or 5 behinds, in that game. You see 16 goals, 54 touches, round 12 against West Coast. Scoring-wise, he had 5 games of 6 goals or more and was the top 3 in scoring for his Hawthorne Hawks in 12 of the 13 weeks. And he was also a Brownlow vote getter 9 of 13 weeks, and he is also your Coleman Medal winner. There's your first nominee for the Brownlow Medal. Our second coming up is Andrew Swallow, follower from the North Melbourne Kangaroos. Andrew had a modest year. As you see his highlights, he's had 28 touches twice this season. As you will see in round 12 against Carleton. And then earlier in the season, he had 28 touches versus West Coast in round number 7. He's an amazing nominee due to the fact he was never in the top 3 in goal scoring for his team in any game. But even with this, Andrew Schwab was a multiple 3-time 3-vote recipient. So there you have our first 2 candidates for the Brownlow Medal. We are now going to the next 2. We're going to start with Andrew Walker, half forward from Carleton. This is a guy who finished second in the Coleman standings, losing out to Mike Franklin by 1 goal. He had a great 3-game run out of 4 here coming up, as you will see. 12 goals, 36 touches against St. Kilda in round 9. 11 goals, 36 touches, round 8 versus Great Western Sydney. He also had 10 goals and 30 touches, round 11 against West Coast. Along with Lance Franklin, he also had 5 games of 6 goals plus, and he received he received Brownlow votes in 7 weeks, and he was also top 3 in goals 11 to 13 weeks for the Coleman Award. So there you have for Andrew Walker. Next up, Adam Goods, center of the Sydney Swans. Going before you see the highlights come up, you are going to know that he is third. That was my brother-in-law, everybody. You see his highlights, as I said. I was going to say, before I got the Aussie, oi, 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 he finished third in the Coleman standings with 59 goals. As you see there, 12 goals with 44 touches, round 12 against Fremantle. As you see, Fremantle's a lot in the verses around here. 6 goals, 30 touches, round 8 against Carleton. Unlike Lance and Andrew, we have 6 goals plus in 6 games instead of 5. He was the top 3 in goals 10 times for the Swans, and was also since I shouldn't say Coleman, should say Brownlow votes 10 out of 13 weeks. So there you have Adam Goods, your 4th candidate for the Brownlow Medal. Your 5th candidate is Cyril Rioli of the Hawthorne Hawks. And you will see his stats coming up. He's the 2nd Hawthorne Hawk to be nominated for the Brownlow Medal. Not really a goal scorer. However, he had 3 goals and 34 touches, round 13 against North Melbourne. He had 46 touches, round 12 against the West Coast Eagles. 28 touches, round 8 versus the Magpies of Collingwood. He was also top 3 in scoring for the Hawks 5 times, and received votes for the Brownlow Medal in 7 of the 13 weeks. Our last candidate comes from the Sons of Gold Coast. Patrick Ryder, full forward. Again, another sort of long shot candidate, but he had some tremendous games. As you will see, he had 32 touches for a season high, round 13 versus Adelaide. Before that, he had 24 touches in a game versus St. Kilda in round 7. He is also a multiple-time 3-vote recipient for the Brownlow Medal. And he followed the game up in round 7 against St. Kilda with 20 touches, round 8 versus the Sydney Swans. There are your candidates for the Brownlow Medal. And here is the voting and the order of finish. Unfortunately, Lance Franklin had 22 votes, was disqualified, but he was for being reported for rough conduct round 9 against St. Kilda. He missed round 10, so he was disqualified. Our fifth candidate, joint fourth, Patrick Ryder with 11 points. She won point with Carlton and Fremantle, 3 points versus Hawthorn, St. Kilda, and the Adelaide Crows with no 2-point games. Tied for him, joint fourth, was Andrew Swallow, 1 point against Fremantle and Carlton, no 2-point games, and 3 points against Great Western Sydney, and Gold Coast. Joint second place goes to Andrew Walker with 15 points. All of his games were 3 votes, as you see, against Fremantle, Great Western Sydney, St. Kilda, West Coast, and North Melbourne. Tied with Cyril Rioli, 15 points. He had 1 point against the Western Bulldogs round 1, against Fremantle round 7, 2 points against Adelaide and West Coast, and three times against Richmond, Collingwood, and North Melbourne. That means your Coleman third place medal turns out to be the Brownlow medal winner, Adam Goods. 1 point against Great Western Sydney and St. Kilda, 2 against Gold Coast and Collingwood, and 3 points 5 times against the Eagles, the Bombers, the Blues, the Hawks, and against the Fremantle Dockers. There you have it, folks, your Brownlow winner, Adam Goods. To run down the list of the winners, we have Angus Monfries winning Mark of the Year for Essendon. Goal of the Year went to Nathan Fife for Fremantle. Your Rising Star was Jonathan Patton. Your Coleman Medal winner with 86 goals was Lance Franklin. And Adam Goods was your Brownlow Medal winner with 21 points. I hope you enjoyed the BGL Awards show. I had a great time making it. Hopefully you had a great time watching it, and we will see you around.